Top of the morning, Dan and Amy. Congressman Jonathan Jackson. Turns out Jonathan Jackson is following in the family business. That would be race hustling and poverty pimping. Both. They have a couple of divisions though over there at Jackson Incorporated. Jonathan Jackson. Some video that I was provided of Jonathan Jackson talking at a retirement party. This is the Black Fire Brigade, so you firefighters may want to perk up, make sure I've got this right. And also, when you do, help me explain why the Firefighters Union supports so many Democrat socialists, won't you? And then, you guys pretend you have nothing to do with that. Black Fire Brigade, they got a building over at 89th and Kedzie. Does that sound right?
Yeah.
They have events there, teach black kids CPR and stuff. Jonathan Jackson talking about Chicago firefighters. Is this on? Chicago firefighters. And how the Chicago firefighters treat black neighborhoods differently than they do white neighborhoods when it comes to fighting fire.
I once asked President McCain about firefighting and why so many buildings in our neighborhood are boarded up. So follow me carefully. He says because some people working in these battalions and in these firehouses used to live in these neighborhoods, and they are so angry they had to leave, and they left when we came. That when there's a fire and they go there, they watch the building burn. He said, go to the north side. If you see 16 units, 25 units in a building, they go and put out the fire in the single unit. We have a fire in one unit, and the whole building gets evacuated. Because we didn't have people that lived in the community that cared about the community, that wanted to put the fire out. They had so much contempt, they let the building burn. So to stop that level of homelessness and to stop the self-destruction, we need more black first responders, more black firefighters. Cheer for all that you do in the Black Fire Brigade. Congratulations. Thank you, guys.
You got that? So you honky firefighters in Chicago, you were forced to move, or you chose to, sort of the white flight argument. You chose to move from neighborhoods you used to live in. Then you got up because black residents had moved in. And then when you were called to fight a fire in those neighborhoods that you used to live in, that are now majority black, you don't fight fires. You just watch the buildings burn because you're so upset that black people displaced you from your home. And so in the white neighborhoods, when you got the honky firefighters that respond, like on the north side, in a multifamily unit, there's a fire in one unit. They go in and they just fight the fire in the one unit and so on and so forth. You don't evacuate the whole building and let it burn. In the black neighborhoods, there's a fire in one unit, kitchen fire, let's say, in one unit. They evacuate the whole building, and then all you honky firefighters just stand around and watch it burn because you hate black people. Congressman Jonathan Jackson.
312-642-5600, turnkey.pro, answer line 64636, type in DA, then a quick comment. Does he have any proof to back up that just random statement that he made?
He talked to somebody.
Oh, one person? Oh, really? Talked to somebody?
So
because I know firefighters who live on the north side who chose to go to west side firehouses because they want to stay busy. They would never in a million years do what he said they did. They'd sit there and watch a place burn because they were displaced as firefighters, forced out of their neighborhood. That's just race hustling at its finest, right? That is a very Jackson move.
Yeah, that's the
very Jackson-esque.
Jackson family doing what it do. Doing what it do. Jackson Incorporated.
Did you tweet that out?
No, I just wanted to hold it for our little show here and get people's reaction. No firefighters? No firefighters want to chime in? Don't want to address the
former firefighter, retired firefighters?
The race hustling, public safety people in general, because, of course, honky first responders are racists. And that's why black neighborhoods receive inferior first responder services, police, fire, paramedics, because of systemic racism, because of the legacies of slavery. because of white supremacist, white ethnics that populate the ranks of these departments, right? And that's why we needed a triple threat, a BLM Brandon, a Jonathan Jackson to remedy these corrupted institutions corrupted by systemic racism. Yeah.
And he wants Dick Durbin's seat. When
Defund the police. Yeah. I mean, don't stop there.
Defund firefighters.
You got to. Well, you got to defund the whole white supremacist power structure. The whole Trump-supporting, MAGA cultist power structure, police, fire, and and first responders generally. I mean, how much have we heard about John Catanzara, the FOP boss, being a MAGA cultist? But I suspect what you'll see happen is nobody will kick up any dust.
They should. Firefighters Union, hello.
They should.
Firefighters.
Nobody. They'll murmur to themselves and they'll say that Jonathan Jackson is a race hustler, but I'm not going to make a big thing about it. I'm not going to provide any public pushback. Certainly the union won't, because I mean, you don't want to draw the ire of the actual political power structure. You want to put yourself on the line. I got a couple more years and I got a retirement, or I got a good gig and I'm climbing the ladder, pun intended, and I don't want to disrupt that. So, I don't want to play politics. I don't want to play politics until they tell me I have to play politics on behalf of the people that are the race hustlers. Then I'll play politics because I'm just following orders. Mm-hmm. Right? Steve, Northwest Side, you're on Chicago's Morning Answer.
Hey, I wanted to say one thing. Actually, I wanted to say two things. But the first thing I want to say is this. Apparently, the apple doesn't fall far from the tree, does it? And if I can add one more comment about another matter you guys talked about a week or so ago, when that guy, I can't think of his name, when he called in, Tom from Deer Park, I think, and John Cass put him in his place. Would you personally thank John Cass for me? Because that guy has been calling you for a long time with his anti-Trump nonsense. He drives me up a wall, and finally someone told him off and put him in his place where he belongs. He's a lunatic, and I just wish John would have told him, hey, Trump was invited to the funeral. So thanks.
Thanks for the call, Steve. Yeah, we've got our trolls like Tom from Deer Park. It's okay. I think I've put him in his place once or twice too. Will and Skokie are on Chicago's Morning Answer.
Hey, how you doing, guys? I'm a home inspector, and we learned early on that if you see a house or a building that has a big red X over the door, that's condemned building. You're not supposed to go in there because it's structurally unsound. And even firemen aren't supposed to go in if there's a fire. And I've been on site a couple of times where there was fires in those kind of buildings, and the firemen are there, and they're just trying to keep the fire from spreading to surrounding houses and stuff like this. But the neighborhood is out there going, oh, no, why aren't you fighting the fire? This is racist. This is racist. And I've seen this in both black neighborhoods and Hispanic neighborhoods. And it's basically the leftist thing, they prey on ignorance. And ignorance isn't a bad thing. It just means you don't know. And most people don't know about that condemned building signal. And that's how the left plays it. They tell you a half story, or they prey on your ignorance to rile you up and get you to go for them. So anyway, just hope that. Thanks.
Thanks for the call,
Got
Will.
a text message from a 40-year career firefighter, Amy. I'm disgusted by Jackson's remarks. I chose, and so did my brothers and sisters, to go to the bad neighborhoods and fight fires, and they were the best firemen ever. And shame on the black firefighter who was standing next to him.
Well, I think
that video.
There's more than one. I mean, there's one standing next to him, but there's many in the audience. I'll tell you what, I think some more die courses are in order.
Oh.
Let me be the first to, propose the obvious partial remedy to this, and that is the honkies have to come in for more die training. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I don't want to hear these trumped up, and I mean trumped up, excuses about condemned buildings or unsafe conditions. We know. Honkies. Damn honkies. First responders. Tim in Mount Greenwood.
Yes, I'm retired. 10 years from the fire department.
Okay.
All right, what do you
Would
think?
you like? Are there any sins you'd like to confess?
No, I spent my career in Inglewood, 34 years, and there was none of that stuff going on. This is just race hustling. I think the whole agenda is they got rid of Appendix G in the contract, and the federal government took it out, and that created a system where they were entitled to X amount of promotions on every list. And they took it away because they met the standard of Chicago Fire Department. Now they're trying to figure out another way around where they can get the promotions. Their problem is they promoted so many people in the upper echelon that are minorities. That counts against the lower ranks.
Oh, so you're talking about this Appendix G you speak of is with respect to so many minority promotions. Is that it? Promotion of minority firefighters.
They did it in 1980 when they settled the strike, and I think that Jonathan Jackson's father was involved in it.
Oh, I'm sure.
Now it's gone, so now it's gone. So now this is another way around, so they can push their agenda. And of course, when you, like you said, when you go after these people and ask them what they meant, well, that was told us. That's a complete fabrication. It's garbage.
Thanks for
that. That's why that's why I vote Republican. I could care less about these Democrats.
There you go. Thanks for the call, Tim. Jim, Lincoln Square.
Hey, Dan, Amy, how are you? So, Dan, I was a firefighter for 40 years in Chicago, and in my 40-year career, the best firemen always sought to go to the busiest neighborhoods, right. Englewood, the West Side, to fight fires. And guess what? We went in to fight the fire, and we saved many lives. And I was so livid when I saw that video yesterday. Someone said I was never so upset because it's such BS. This Jackson guy, he's full of it. And it was a fireman standing next to him that should have spoke up and told the truth. Tell that to Herbie Johnson, who was a captain on the South Side. He used to work at 78's house across from Wrigley there. Amy probably knew him. It's just so upsetting to me. We fight. They're the best firemen in the city that go to those neighborhoods. The best firemen in the city. They seek it out. So it's very upsetting. So he's full of BS.
Thanks for the call, Jim. Appreciate it. Well, yeah, but that's how it goes. That's the identitarian politics of the day. Whatever. The truth is, sorry, Jim. Sorry for, besmirching your 40 years of fighting fires and your colleagues as well. But, we're going to have to throw you under the fire truck, as it were, because, we've got this identitarian leverage play to make in order to get more stuff to distribute that gets us more political support so that I can climb on the backs of firefighters to the next political rung on my ladder, right? Hey, it's just politics. Don't take it personal. It's just don't take me calling you a racist, a white supremacist, unprofessional. Don't take accusing you of costing people their lives because you're a racist. Don't take it personal. It's just Chicago politics.